hustle, funds, loot, coin, cream, capital corruption, living out of your means with the dollars, ducats, wealth, cheddar, cash rules everything about me. Never. When your passion is corrupted, feeling all the decadence of people run with, skewing all the path choices and the view split. More change than a toll booth might get. See, tight pockets give you focus on your ambition. Loose chips make a gambler dilute his vision. I gotta know when the moves get the money spinning, why the dreams get twisted off of how you're living. Don't know. Large sums seem to cause division. Solo, tight grips seem to get slipping. Let go, putting everyone against each other. Oh no, it's the deal and it doesn't change. You know, see the links separate fast. All because of big cash kinda just perverts paths where the purity was had. But, all of this astounds me. Never feel the effects, but all of it surrounds me. See him falling as they do it. Straight shooters turn crooked. Watch the night back and lucid. The dreams going down.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Giles Snyder. The fate of what President Trump calls his big, beautiful bill is now in the hands of the Senate. House Republicans narrowly passed a massive tax and spending bill early Thursday morning along party lines. And now NPR's Deidre Walsh says senators are talking about some major changes.
There are going to be changes. And it's possible at the end of the day, the sort of one thing that brings the Republican Party together, extending these tax cuts, could be sort of the one thing that ends up sort of being the easier thing to get done, along with money for the border. Medicaid cuts could be a problem for some Senate Republicans, and there are other conservatives in the Senate who just dismiss the House bill as really not serious on slashing spending.
Senate Republican leader John Thune has said he wants to push the bill through by the 4th of July holiday. Russia and Ukraine have completed the prisoner swap they agreed to during talks in Istanbul earlier this month. Over the past 3 days, the two sides exchanged 1,000 prisoners each, as well as 120 civilians each. Today's swap came after Russia launched a second consecutive night of drone and missile attacks. Dozens of Jewish organizations calling on the federal government to do more to prevent anti-Semitic violence. NPR Center for Ludden reports their push comes after Wednesday's killing of 2 Israeli embassy staffers in Washington, D.C.
In a joint statement, the groups say tragedies like the one in D.C. are a direct result of rising levels of anti-Jewish incitement in city council meetings, schools, and social media. And they say it's not right that the institutions being targeted should bear the increasing cost of this threat. Eric Fingerhut heads the Jewish Federation of America.
It is the cost of the security guards and the off-duty police, all of whom we need more of. We have to protect our perimeters. We have to have more events covered, more hours covered.
The groups say they'll push for more federal funding to local police and the FBI and for a crackdown on anti-Semitic hate in online platforms. Jennifer Ludden, NPR News, Washington.
Now to Kentucky. The Federal Emergency Management Agency has opened 2 disaster recovery centers following last weekend's deadly tornadoes, as Karen Czar reports from member station WUKY.
Storm victims are flowing into the FEMA Center in London, Kentucky, where they can talk directly to agents about individual assistance. If approved, they'll get funds to cover things like property loss, damage to their homes, and temporary housing. FEMA Public Information Officer Daniel Bernardi says the center was up and running within hours of President Trump granting Governor Andy Beshear's request for federal aid.
We will get those wheels rolling ahead of time. And there's a major disaster so that we can be ready to respond quickly.
FEMA was already in Kentucky helping with major weather disasters that hit the state in February and April. For NPR News, I'm Karen Czar in London, Kentucky.
This is NPR. 350,000 people expected today in Indianapolis for one of the world's biggest sporting events. The Indy 500 gets underway this afternoon, and NPR's Amy Held reports for the first time in nearly a decade, the grandstands are sold out.
The green flag means go. 33 racers, 200 laps, 500 miles, make 109 years of iconic auto racing history. Kyle Larson looking to secure his own pit stop in history. After the checkered flag finish line, he's off to Charlotte, North Carolina via helicopter, not race car, for tonight's Coca-Cola 600, seeking to become just the 5th driver to pull double duty. Last year's bad weather thwarted those plans. This year's forecast looks good. The gates are already open for the sellout crowd at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway after days of pre-events, including Carb Day, a practice session named after carburetors, not the bread. Though the Weenie 500 Friday saw 6 Wienermobiles hauling buns, fans are still hungry for the main event. Amy Held, NPR News.
In New Zealand, male politicians have started describing their outfits on social media. The BBC's Celia Hatton explains why.
New Zealand's Finance Minister Nicola Willis unveiled a national budget on Thursday. However, some in New Zealand chose to focus on what Ms. Willis was wearing as she delivered her budget speech. In a tongue-in-cheek response, the minister's male colleagues said they've never been asked about their outfits and have started supplying lengthy descriptions of the origins of their clothing, from their ties to their socks.
I'm Giles Snyder. This is NPR News from Washington.
Support for NPR comes from NPR stations. Other contributors include the Walton Family Foundation, working to create access to opportunity for people and communities by tackling tough social and environmental problems. More information is at waltonfamilyfoundation.org.
You're listening to WMNF Tampa, music and news.
Hey, people cheered when that white smoke appeared above the Vatican. But what's up with the rainbow smoke that followed?
That's easy. It's a reminder that June is Pride Month. And for their last show of the season, Living Mirror will celebrate the stories of the LGBTQ community.
Whoa, when is that happening?
2 p.m. on Saturday, June 7th in the WMNF Live Music Studio. You can go online to WMNF.org/events to reserve your seat.
Cool. I'm reserving my seat right now.
WMNF is more than just 88.5 FM. You can also find us online at WMNF.org. Check out the latest news stories, how to volunteer, future WMNF concerts, stream live or the latest episode of your favorite music shows, and more. And of course, you can always show your support by clicking on the Donate Now button. Explore your community at WMNF.org.
Hey there. You've been thinking about helping WMNF, right? Well, if you've got a car or property you no longer need, you can donate that. It's a win-win. Just call 888-WMNF-885.
This is for the players, the max. This is for the ballers, big cats. This is for the squad. One, two, this is for the squad. One, two, this is for the players, the max. This is for the ballers, big cats. This is for the squad. One, two, this is for the squad. 1, 2, yeah. Easy to scoop, ice cream sugar. My lingo spread net and took right to her. The aim steady for you pull it, no trigger. Framing up the time held longer than a picture. You step to her with a faint scent of liquor. Debonair, young booker trying to schedule a hookup. Let her know how it could be before she look up. Bring her to the heights the old never took her. I bag chicks like a chicken coop. I got the moves to make the most loyal chickie get loose. Loving my back while she hate your test tube. Fall in the cooch, need search and rescue. We never saw her nor do we.
Search and rescue, you fall in there. Lord have mercy. That was, yeah. Wow. Sunday morning.
This
is the Sunday Forum. Your host, Walter Smith II, the members of the 4th Estate crew, Miss Annie, and Mabili here on the ones and twos. Man, let me tell you something. There you go again. There you go.
We were in here talking about guys how because he's bringing back real music, lyrics that make sense, you know. Right. Stuff to impact your mind, to make you think, to make you want to get involved.
Listen, let me tell you. You want to tell you what the Dr. Walter Smith Library and Museum is going to do?
What is it going to do?
We're going to do a whole hip-hop thing.
Okay.
Right? Just have to formulate it properly. But we got to really have some conversation about where the culture is going.
Yes. You should also have poetry night too. Some serious poetry night. Yes,
we should. We gotta have some real conversation about where the culture is going, and really take a look at how it fits into what we're doing now, where we are right now. Right? It is our version of the Harlem Renaissance.
Yes.
Our generation's Harlem Renaissance is truthfully the hip hop culture, the hip hop thing. I mean, the Renaissance actually influenced
A great deal, absolutely.
The hip hop culture, right? And people still people don't recognize, our own people don't recognize, and we allow this because they don't recognize. See, people talk out of turn. Like my man Life would say, man, if you don't know,
shut up and just listen. Yeah.
Don't say anything. That's why you got 2 ears and 1 mouth, right? Listen more than you talk, right? So it's like, learn something. If you don't understand what hip hop is, the fact that hip hop is a culture, it is not. Listen, the rhyme, the art of the rhyme is a part of the culture, but the rhyme is not hip hop.
That's right.
The rhyme is a part of the culture, but the rhyme is not hip hop.
Yeah, the rhyme used to be the dozens. Huh?
Right,
Exactly. That's right.
You ever seen those episodes of the Jetsons, the Jeffersons, where George played the dozens with my man, with
the white man. I can't think. Tom. With Tom.
Yeah, with Tom Wilson's son. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Listen, and we watch some of these old shows, and we see where this comes back. We look at Dolomite. We watch these things.
Wow, that's a throwback.
Man. Yeah. I was showing my son Dolomite, man. He was dying laughing off this stuff. But he understands our children. I expose our children to this type of stuff on purpose so that they can have a frame of reference.
Right.
Most of our kids now in this generation do not have a frame of reference to pop culture, to hip hop culture.
But also with the hip hop culture, keep in mind when they started on the streets and just started bebopping with each other from New York.
Yeah.
But the lyrics, that's what it was. That was the hip hop. That was them expressing what they're living, how they're living, and how they can get out of it. But the lyrics was the stuff that was so powerful.
The
you
Last
understand?
Poets.
Oh man, come on.
The Lower East Side.
Come on.
People like that.
Come on.
Amiri Baraka. Come on, man. These are people. Let me stop.
Let me tell you something. Nas, Mos Def, all them back in the day. I mean, Quest, come on.
And Mos Def is stepping away now because he just sees the industry just not right.
Yep, indeed.
It's just not right. He's stepping away from doing what he was doing before, which I really wish that he'd go back.
Yeah.
He's got, and I don't think he's totally stepped away. I think he's still got lyrics because he walks around now as though he's not Mos Def. Right? He walks around like he is not achieving anything.
Yeah.
He's got a backpack on, walking around the concerts and stuff. What are you doing, brother?
Yeah.
Put some stuff out. We need you, man. Yeah. So if you hear me, Yasin Bey, get back to it, brother. Get back to it. Right? Yep. We need you. Listen, this is Walt Chelsman II, along with members of the Fourth Estate crew. On the Sunday Forum on WMNF 88.5 Tampa, Sarasota, St. Pete, and other surrounding areas. I understand we are being heard as far south as Naples.
I told you we got a long reach. We have a long reach now.
So I thank people down in Naples for listening to us, and folks who will watch this or will listen to us on your computers that are outside of the state of Florida and listening to us. Call in 813-239-9663. We want to hear from you. We were talking about where we are right now,
and what we can do
in our culture, what we can do differently with our organizations, and what steps they can do to do things differently. Because we can't just depend on the CRAs to do what they do, or the people who are voted in to represent us in State House or Congress and so forth. They need help. This is not just on them. It's not just on them. We put them there, but we can also make things happen.
We should be unapologetically raising hell, basically.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's how I look at it. Unapologetically raising hell.
Absolutely.
And as we was talking off the air, as NPR was going, I'm saying, and I'm founded and grounded on the fact that I do believe, again, we need to go back to the marching. Yes. We need to go back and marching up to City Hall, marching up to the local governments and stuff, and demanding again, because we become passive. We become very passive now, and they're going to do it anyway. Nothing's going to happen. That's BS.
Right.
That's BS. Closed mouths don't get fed. So we do got to call on the air, Walter.
And we're very resilient people.
Yes, we are. That's the part that pisses me off. That's what pisses me off.
Every single time.
You're complaining, but you're not doing nothing.
Unbelievable.
And that makes no sense to me.
Unbelievable.
Let's get the caller.
Caller.
Good morning, caller. You on the air?
Oh, hey, Brother Walter. How you doing?
What's going on now, Doc? How you doing?
doing fine. Again, you said get to walking and get to talking and get to voting. I mean, that's where I'm coming down.
Yeah, let's walk the walks to talking the talk. That's it. I mean, we got to get things done, and we have to figure out what our place is. We have to figure out what our place is in what's happening in the new Black World Order. There is a new Black World Order.
I like that.
Hey, listen, understand? I'm coining the phrase, the new Black World Order. I'm coining the phrase.
He got his hands out and fingers pointed. Okay, just so y'all know.
Just so you know, to be clear.
Well, again, my thing is, you people. This is the consequences of folks not going out to vote, voting. I mean, when you say, this is what's happening, they're cutting my program here, and the legislature's doing there, but when it comes time to vote, well, I don't like to vote because I don't count. And, I mean, you don't count when you don't vote. I mean, and...
What good are you?
And these are the consequences.
What good are you?
And
I'm not impressed.
People who marched and got their heads beat in and all those sort of things. You look at the whole thing on the Reconstruction. All that stuff.
If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. That's how I look at it now.
I'm glad my daddy jumped out that back that hotel window and missed that daggone cocktail that went flying through the window. Because I wouldn't be here.
I wanted to bring up something else too, because it's just your name came up in a discussion I have with a very prominent FAMU alumnus. But I wanted to do a little corrective action here. Is what happened in Washington D.C. in terms of President Ramaphosa and he wrote Posa.
Oh yes, yeah.
Well, what gets me is no one talks about they talk about taking land. No one talks about the Group Areas Act,
right?
And how this act just in 1950 something said that. All the black folk, these people have been there thousands of years, were only relegated to like 20% or 50% of the land. And the model that they used in terms of this Group Areas Act was that of the Native Americans
reservations
here in this country.
And it started in 1934 is when they really started redlining, if you will, those areas in South Africa.
And then you see the same thing happen in Namibia.
And I was about to say Namibia did the same thing. The Germans did that.
Same thing. This happened earlier with the Germans, and they call it, and there was a word for it, Lebensraum. And I've mentioned that one before. Lebensraum is the concept of, when a dynamic society, I guess, needs expansion, it can come in and just seize land from people. Lebensraum was what Adolf Hitler tried to achieve by moving into the eastern part of into Russia and Europe,
Poland, and so forth,
and Poland. And it's the same concept that and that came out of the United States when one of the this way back before that, but visited a guy named Ritzel visited the United States back in 18 something. And he describes the removal of the Native American population from its lands and
into reservational situation. Well, the one thing that we're talking about, I think, to make, because we got to get to these other calls. But the main thing that I know that you're getting to is that these townships, if you will, like Marabastad, the Oran Vrystaat in South Africa, and those little sub towns that they have outside of Ladybrand and things like that, outside of Lesotho in South Africa. You're talking about these areas that were fundamentally war zones. If you in the sundown towns, as we call them here in Florida, in the South, we call them sundown towns. If the only reason any black person would ever be caught there is if they were working there. And if anything else, you were killed. And in these cases, as you're looking at these farmers, for instance, that were being discussed at the White House, and the lie that was being told by the president to President Ramaphosa. And what he did was inexcusable. What Trump did was inexcusable when he showed a video of Julius Malema, who we all know is the leader of the EFF, the Economic Freedom Force.
Right.
We know what his following is. Everybody knows that. We know the chant. We know what the chant is: "Kill the boy." We know that. But what we also know is the other part that he tried to show was an outright lie. The combination of the two is going to make anybody think that that's what's going on. If you haven't read or know anything about what's going on in South Africa, which leads us to understand then that with the video that he was there, if it had not been for the fact that you had a minister of one of the ministers from South Africa who was a part of the cabinet, who was there virtually on BBC News, who explains that the video that was shown was not 1,000 graves or thousands of graves. That's a lie. Those are effigies. Those were crosses that were being carried by people. Those are not graves at all. In fact, there was a protest because of the death of two white farmers. That's it. So that was a lie. And the articles that he showed afterwards were articles that came from other news sources that were not about South Africa at all. In fact, they showed people in hazmat suits, in Tyvek hazmat suits, that were going out and actually clean up bodies. They just found bodies in the Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo. That was not South Africa at all.
And he corrected him in real time that the stuff that he was saying was false.
Exactly.
That's good.
Exactly.
That's good.
Well, this guy is good for exaggeration and not for knowing any facts
real facts
about anything.
No.
So I mean, we and this is a great danger to this country to have somebody that have this type of an authority, and this thing about kill the Boer. I mean, when you study the Boer War, that was a saying of the British. So when the Boer in the second and the
there was a fight between the British and the Boers, and then of course the Zulus in the end.
Kill the Boer, and there's a long history of that struggle, that fight between the Boers, who were the Afrikaans, and the British, and it was all about greed, anyways, about the resources of the Southern African, of all of Africa, really, and the fact that also extended into the behavior again of Germany in the Namibia in the Southwest African area,
Namibian
and the
movements,
concentration camps. And what I was getting to about the Lebensraum was actually a practice that was the Germans, when they talked about it, was seizing property primarily from Jewish people in Eastern Europe and taking their property and running them out of Europe. That was the extension of that. In fact, that was exactly what they did in Africa. Began to develop the concentration camps that they call them concentration loggers.
You got people excited. Walter, lines are lit up now.
I'm telling you, boy, we got. Hey, Doc, we got to get to the lines, man. Thank you for the information. We appreciate that. Let me, it's important for us to understand that what happened in the White House actually was a ploy on the part of this administration to throw off the African Union.
Yeah.
To discredit the growth of the African Union. South Africa is playing a big part in that. So let's go on to the next callers, because we got to get to talking about that. So callers, please go directly to your questions, and then we'll answer the best we can.
Good morning, caller. You on the air?
I'm Joel in Tampa.
Hey, Joel.
Hey, Joel.
Thank you, good citizens. Thank you for the show. I support it, and thank you for your kindness and compassion and concern for us.
We appreciate it. We got a fund drive coming up soon, Joe, so we want you to call in and donate.
I heard about that. Maybe I got a car or a boat or a scooter I can give you.
All right.
All right.
Okay, well, on the big picture, according to Walter, we got a very serious vote coming up in the U.S. Senate this week or sometime soon.
Mm-hmm.
That will give us liberty or servitude in the USA. It's a very serious vote to confront dictators. On the local front, I got to remember the French farmers who were producing real food from real soil for real people years ago when a McDonald's opened up in France, the first McDonald's in France. And those French farmers took a dump truck of manure and dumped it right in front of the McDonald's front door. And I share that story with you because you've hit on so many important points, but the troubles in our neighborhoods, toxic waste dumps, the landfills that are poisoning us and our children are not going to be changed from talking about it.
Right.
If you get people with shovels and dump trucks to pick up that toxic soil full of mercury, lead, arsenic, cadmium, and forever chemicals, you pick up that stuff and put it in a dump truck or a pickup truck and take it to City Hall or take it
and dump it right down there.
Right there in front of the doorstep.
That's one hell of a protest.
Yes.
That's one hell of a protest.
The mayor, the home of City Council.
That's it. Somebody going to jail now. So somebody going to jail for that one.
and provide them pictures of where it came from.
Right.
You know, we're at the point where talk doesn't work.
It's not. Talking, I agree with you 100%, Joe. Just talking is not enough anymore.
Action. Thank you. Let's get out and march, and we're responsible. Let's take full responsible for our lives and our communities and neighborhoods once and for all.
And give the powers that be something to react to.
Exactly. I think there's a fear now of people doing that, though. That's what it is.
The powers in the action. We got to take responsibility and take action. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joel.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
We were going to comment about that. We're going to take the next caller. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, this is Mary from Memphis.
Hey, Mary from Memphis.
All right. Are you in Memphis now?
I'm in Dunedin right now. But,
you're Dunedin, okay.
I wanted everybody to know that in the big, beautiful bill, the Republicans slid in a thing saying that Trump cannot be held in contempt.
Man.
Yeah.
Trying to prop him up.
When the judges say don't ship him out, he's shipping him out. He cannot be held in contempt. Call your senators. I've talked to Rick Scott's office 3 times this week.
Skeletor.
Call him too. Along with hurting us on Medicare and Medicaid, they slid that in where he could not be held in contempt.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
It's crazy, man. I'm telling you.
You know, there are no consequences for this guy.
At all.
There's consequences for everybody else now. They can go to jail, prison, and don't worry about it. He'll pardon them.
Blowing my mind.
He'll pardon them later on, but...
Exactly, but everybody call your senators before this bill passes through.
Lord have mercy.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Now, I want to talk about what Joe was saying and then coincide with Mary. He's 100% correct. We should be able to go back and do that, but like you said, somebody's going to jail for it.
Somebody's going to jail for that.
I don't think no one wants to take. Yeah, I'll be proud of, but I don't think no one wants to take that chance anymore because see, our ancestors, they not only went to jail, they got beat and they were killed.
Right.
For us to literally be able to do what we're doing right now, right?
Right.
And now everything that we're doing, our voice is being silenced, and we're not doing anything about the voice being silenced.
Right.
Because now we're afraid. Just think about that for a second. Unfortunately, we have to go through that. We have to go through the chaos to get to, the sunshine again. Unfortunately. But yeah, I get it. You're scared. You're afraid of standing up. You got your family to take care of and so on and so forth. But please understand, your mothers and your grandmothers, they had the same issues that you're having now, but they still stood on that front line so that we can move forward. Now, I don't want to say the Sunday Farmer saying go take manure and throw it on City Hall, okay? Because that's not what we're saying. But we are saying we do need to do something other than just talk about it.
I heard you say that. I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just saying these are ways that you can get things done. But yes, come together and go do the sit-in at the City Hall, something. But just talking about it is not enough. And when we say up here, at the Sunday Forum, we're doing our part as well, okay? We're informing you guys. We're talking to you guys. Walter, like I said, like Mobility said, he is the thoroughbread when it comes to the EPA and all the information. The environmental, he's there. You're thoroughbred, baby. We got number love for you, okay? He's our local historian. I learn from this man every day. I learn things when we're on the show, listen to some of our listeners. I'm out there trying to help and inform and educate people. Mobility's doing the same thing on his show. So we all have to step up. We have to step up. We're not asking you to do nothing that we're not out there doing as well. Do a march and watch us join in.
I'm trying to tell you. Listen, I don't think anything could be clearer than where we are right now.
That's it.
There is, you talk about revolution, right? This is definitely it.
Yeah.
We are in a place now, as I said. So this is the new black world order, the black new world order. Okay, let me be clear about this point. We've got to make certain that we understand where we stand or where we are in this process. What I mean by that is, as black Americans or as black Westerners, as they see us, as we really are, and sons and daughters of the diaspora, we are being called upon by the AU, literally, to be involved in its process. The AU process is one that is not exclusive to us, or of us. In other words, it's not excluding us from what's happening. It's including us to what's happening. Because we have economic means, we have educational means, we have a lot of means. But what's happening at FAMU, for instance, what we're seeing at FAMU is an atrocity. And when you can damage our HBCUs like that, see, that puts a wrench in a lot of stuff, right? You can't, and let me be clear about this as well. You ain't gonna shut down FAMU. It's not gonna happen. So just get out your mind, Ron DeSantis. It's not going to happen. Okay.
Well, keep in mind he's not trying
to the board of governors. It ain't gonna happen. You're not gonna shut down FAMU. It will not be the South Campus of Florida State. Whatever check you thought you was gonna get from that one, you ain't gonna get it. Let me be clear about that. Okay. Let me tell you.
Well, he's placed his plant in there, so if they don't shut it down, she's basically inside there to not let it be to what it should be. Let me say it that way, for lack of a better term. So he has his plant in there now. He can't just automatically shut it down, but she's gonna be in there. She's not gonna be doing the things that normally what an HBCU should be.
Right, it's an indoctrination.
Exactly. Now, I like what Mary said as well when she said he put inside the big, beautiful bill, he can't be held in contempt. Right. That should tell you right there he knows the BS that he's doing is wrong. Right. That's why he put that clause in there. Okay, because you know what you're doing is wrong. So let me just plant that in there as well. When y'all pass it, remember you're passing saying I cannot be held in contempt.
You guys know they know what they're doing.
They know exactly what they're doing.
So we're being attacked at all fronts. We're being attacked at all fronts. anything to keep us from doing business with or attaching ourselves to the African Union and what's going on. So I'm sitting there watching all this news, and I'm connecting all the dots. Literally doing power mapping and actually connecting all the dots. Listen, man, you can't stop us. You can't stop us. We're not gonna let you. And all you house Negroes out there, stop.
You heard it here on the Sunday Forum.
You heard it first on the Sunday Forum.
You house Negroes.
We sick, master?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, quick tap dancing for these people, man.
I've been dead back then. The first time they said nigga gal, I've been dead. I had to kill somebody. I've been dead.
Right.
First time they called me nigga gal.
Right, Sapphire.
Right.
Those fighting words.
Okay.
Them fighting words, man. No, so listen. The African Union. Let's talk about the African Union, where they are right now. So update. I told you I was gonna give you updates. I told you how we're connected to it, and we're gonna keep doing it. Every episode and every edition of the Sunday Forum. So this is where we are. Ibrahim Traoré has done an excellent job of leading the charge to make sure that the AU becomes a reality. Let me go back and give you a very quick history lesson. The AU was originally known as there was an organization known as the Organization of African Unity. Now, the Organization of African Unity on the continent of Africa was established by Abdel Nasser, Gamal Abdel Nasser, along with, and he was able to enlist Muammar Gaddafi and Kwame Nkrumah. And there were others that were involved, but those are the first three, I believe, that got in, and so or that were working with to make sure that this was a reality. Now, once this is done. A lot of people were like, yeah, you can't have this. And they're talking about 1960. 1962 was when Muammar Gaddafi actually took over the reins, took over Libya. Libya today, or would have been today, and was at one point, debt-free. Debt-free. Free hospital care, free all this other stuff. Gold all up in the treasury, and he was going to use the gold and was using the gold to help out in unifying Africa. Okay, then you had my man Abdel Nasser. He died of cancer later on, but he was followed by Anwar Sadat. They're distracted by what was going on with Israel. We ain't gonna go there. But distraction. Okay. Then we got, of course, he was able to get the Camp David Accord along with Jimmy Carter and Menachem Begin. They were able to get that done. But, there was distraction because soon after he gets assassinated, right? The clearly black president of Egypt, right? Okay. Then we got my man Kwame Nkrumah. Kwame Nkrumah ends up getting deposed, right? And Ghana ends up in a kind of a spiral. And the progress that we saw in Ghana was hindered and stymied by the still presence of colonial powers from England. So in the meantime, you had Dahomey and Chad and all these other countries that were nearby that were that were still being robbed by France up until very, very recently, like right now. Yeah, Ibrahim Traoré, who steps out on the scene and he kicks everybody out. Mm-hmm. Everybody out. Get out. And not only are you going to get out, you ain't getting none of this gold. It's not coming with you. It's staying here. We nationalized it. You ain't get any of it. Now, France wants to try to call some shots and cut a deal. He says, okay, we'll cut a deal with you when you send us our gold back. Now they're panicking. They can't get enriched nuclear minerals in order to help out with their energy sources. Guess what? That's a problem for them. And so you have people now that are trying to kill this man. But now he started what's called the Sahel, which is what I call the Holy Trinity, which is Mali, Mali
and Burkina
Faso, Mali, and Niger. Okay, so that's the Holy Trinity as far as I'm concerned, right? And they're bringing everybody else in. My man from Chad is coming in, right? But they have a problem. We got the house Negro down in Sierra Leone, right? And he decides, and Ibrahim Traoré, of course, has said, listen, we don't have a problem with the people of Cote d'Ivoire. We got a problem with the president. And whoever his accomplices are. That's what we got a problem with. And so you have people now, they're coming together. He's opening up the doors. Ghana's opening up the doors. Nigeria's opening up the doors. Zambia opened up the doors. All these countries opened up doors for us to be able to go, us as Black Americans to go in without visas, to see what's going on over there and to do business over there. These are non-traditional areas that we're treading water in now, right? And we need to start exploring that, I think. Again, this is the first time in history we're seeing more engineers, doctors, lawyers, and so forth that are in this country, and so we need to take advantage of that. Now, what do I mean by that, and what's the importance of that? What we have now is a situation where they're giving you 10%, 15%, little crumbs they want to give you on these little capital projects at the airport and on the roadways and through the city and the county governments, because you got to have DBA and all this other stuff. Well, in Africa, everybody Black. Ain't nobody getting. They just want you to come over there and come do business.
That's it.
So now, how do we do that? Well, we need to start doing it by just doing it. We can go to the Bahamas, we can go to Jamaica, we can go on cruises. We need to put our money where our mouth is and get to work. I'm personally doing it. I invite everybody else to do it. You need to talk to somebody, link in with the different ministries, get over there and start talking to the people who are members of the AU and start understanding the inner workings of the AU.
So give the listeners some insights on how they can get involved and do that.
Okay, so I suggest you go to the AU website. Go to the AU website, the African Union website, and check and see who the ministers are, who the current ministers are. I suggest you get online and watch. If you're going to watch YouTube with the news on YouTube about the African Union. Take note of who's speaking, get in contact with the ministries of those countries, and see what they're known for producing.
What's a website they can go to?
Just go to the African Union website. That's it. Yeah, African Union website.
Is it AU or
AU?
AU.com, AU.org.
Give me one more. I'll tell you what it is right now.
See, we're not going to tell you about it. We're going to show you how you can actually get involved. The sites and stuff that you need to go to. So that way you can't say you don't know.
That's right. That's right. And they have a whole logo. You know, come on now. What are we doing? We talk. I don't understand, boy.
We talking to you about it, but we're also showing you ways that you can actually get involved. So that's why you go to these websites and take the information that he's giving you to find out how you can get involved and be doing business in Africa to build up what we're trying to do as a people.
55 member states. 55.
It's AU.INT.
That's it. Okay.
AU.INT is in Tom? INT? Okay.
Is it
Tom?
The Tom in there.
I'm just saying.
Even though
the headquarters is Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. You know how many Ethiopians you got here? Okay. Founded in Durban, South Africa.
Wow.
In 2002.
All right, we got a call on the air.
But let's talk to him. What's up? What you got?
Get straight to your point, caller. Good morning.
Good morning. It's Christina from St. Pete.
Good morning, Christina.
How you doing?
Everybody.
All right.
I'm doing great. Thank you for this amazing conversation. I'm going to talk quickly because I know you guys are wrapping up in about 15 minutes. In the next couple of weeks, we have the League of Women Voters annual convention that's happening in downtown Orlando. I'm really excited.
Oh, hey, Christine. This is that Christine. Hey, Christine. How you doing?
That's the Christine.
That's the Christine. It just took him a minute, Christine. Go ahead. Continue.
Is there another Christina?
No, there's not. There really is not.
That's why you're the Christine.
That's why you're the Christine. I know exactly who you are.
Okay, well, thank you. I'm feeling really special today.
Yeah, I'm glad I could make your day.
Oh, yes, you did.
So silly.
If the Sunday Forum is telling me I'm the Christina, that's all I need for a good Sunday.
That's it.
So, Bacardi Jackson, the executive director of the ACLU, will be one of our keynote speakers. Okay. I'm really hoping that she does bring up the situation with what's going on with FAMU. So I'll be curious to see if she does bring that up. And I wanted to... Mommy's on the phone. I'll be right back. Sorry, I'm a single mom. My window has closed, but I will call back. Thank you so much.
No, it's all right. Christine, thank you so much. We appreciate that. We appreciate you.
Well, Christina, what time and location in Orlando are you guys having an event?
That will be the weekend of June 6th and 7th at downtown Orlando, the Doubletree Hilton.
How can people find out about it? Is there a website they can go to come?
Yes, absolutely. They can Google League of Women Voters, and it will come up. I also wanted to talk about the Parent Advocacy League. There's only one League of Women Voters chapters, that's South and Mid County Pinellas, but we're going to be discussing broadening that for moms that want to be involved with what's going on politically, but have a hard time practicing politics because of yelling, screaming children in the background.
Oh, you're fine. Christina, can you do me a favor? Can you email the information to Mabili at dj@wmnf.org? And the reason I'm asking is because I think, Walter, we should try to have the speaker from the ACLU come in so we can talk about the FAMU issue. Yes. So if you can, Christina, email that to Mabili, the information, dj@wmnf.org.
I absolutely will. Absolutely.
All right. And you know, one of your members was a dear friend of mine, Carol Camisa.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember Carol.
She said, okay.
Carol was one of Carol's. You remember Carol?
I think the child does.
The child in the background does. Like, look.
She passed away. She passed away 2 years ago.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Was she from the
Tampa group, Hillsborough County group.
Hillsborough County chapter. Okay.
Yes.
Hillsborough County chapter.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha. Yeah. I'll ask my president from the South County chapter about that. I'm curious. But we really do want to get the Parent Advocacy League. We want to broaden it so that parents, moms in Hillsborough County and beyond can also take advantage of this. But I will share more about that when I don't have someone screaming in the background. But I think information to Nabila. Thank you so much for your wonderful show. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep her on here with us screaming children. Right? Okay. So So this whole thing with the African Union, take advantage of it. This is we have the African People's Socialist Party, right? Mm-hmm. They call themselves Black Internationalists. That's what they are.
Do we have some here in Tampa that we can kind of invite to the show? So we should try to invite someone.
Life Malcolm is one of the spokespersons.
Okay.
Right? We had him in the studio here.
Absolutely.
Molly Yashatella's daughter was here.
Yeah, she was here.
Yes. Mm-hmm. They speak on these issues all the time. But I think the biggest thing is we need to get to work with them in order to be able to have some contact over there. Mm-hmm. Right? We need to organize or make organizations. Right? And that's one of the things that we're trying to do through the Dr. Walter L. Smith Library. One of the things my dad used to work on was things like that. How can we connect with Africa? And he didn't get a chance to see it. But I tell you what, we're going to see it in our lifetime. We're seeing it now. Happen right now in our lifetime. What they're projecting is by 2063, it will be complete. They're hoping that they can complete that whole thing by 2063.
Well, you're making progress here. I mean, let's not forget you got your father's street named after him, right? Yeah. So you got a street named after your father, and now we're doing, like, so you're doing work and everything on the library. So you're doing that part here, and it's a process. It's not going to happen immediately overnight. It's a process.
You have to have a place.
Exactly.
You have to have a place, a headquarters, a place where you can work out of and get things done, right? And so listen, we're not the end all and be all to this whole thing. I'm just simply saying we started doing it, started working with it, and so why not continue in that path? We have other places we can go to as well, but we about walking that walk, man.
That's it.
We about walking that walk. Hand me a shovel or picking a shovel. We ready to roll.
We appreciate you guys always calling and letting us know that you're thankful to having a show that we can get inform you. But keep in mind, in order to keep us on the air, we have that fund drive coming up. When is it?
That's right.
What date is it, Mavilli?
We have to look around. It's coming at the end of the month.
At the end of the month?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't remember. We can't remember right now. Let me tell you guys, I want to give a shout out real quick. Booker T. Washington School, which is a high school in Dunellen. I was there yesterday. I drove down I'm looking for the AME church in town, right? So I drove to Dunellen, in the Dunellen area, at the AME church there, and Mount Olive AME church, and they were there. They did a reunion. Shout out to them, the Booker T. Washington School. Back then, that school was the black school, the black high school in Dunellen during the time of segregation. And so they were there to celebrate its existence and to celebrate each other. And so I want to thank you for being so kind to me when I came in and disturbed your packing of bags and souvenir booklets and so forth. All right? I want people to look them up. Look them up. With the Booker T. Washington School in Dunellen, Florida. And if there's any way you can help them out and help them, that'll be a big help to them, a big help. Even though a lot of them are from BCU, Bethune-Cookman, they're still at HBCU. But anyway, nevertheless, this particular school was, as I said before, the high school in Dunellen, and it was the black high school in Dunellen. And so they were having their reunion. We were so glad to run into them and to meet them yesterday. So shout out to them. Shout out to them all.
May 28th to June 4th, our fund drive.
Yeah, look, you see me looking forward to it. May 24th. Okay, great deal.
May 28th through June 4th.
Gotcha.
Good. All right. Jarvis El-Amin will be our guest.
Okay.
We excited?
When? Oh, on the fund drive? Oh, absolutely. Yes, we love having him. And what's going on? His event, has it already passed for the library? Not the library, for the barbershop
thing is going to be ongoing.
Okay.
That's ongoing. Okay. So look out for the barbershop. The barbershop discussion that is going on, that's going to be going on consistently here in town. And I'm going to get that information real quick for everybody.
This is something that we definitely need to keep in mind, because that barbershop, it helps the black men in the community come together, to voice what issues or things they may be having, or some things that they can do in the community, make it better, reach out to the young brothers, because again, we got to stop them from thinking that they can just keep locking our young children up.
That's right. That's right.
But in order for them to do that, we have to give these young brothers something else to strive for. We got to help them to pivot their mindset, to doing something positive. You have the location.
Barbershop Real Talk is going to be the first one's going to be on June 3rd.
Okay.
June 3rd at West Waters Avenue. It's called Battle Cuts Barbershop. That's the location, the barbershop that this is going to be held at. It's called Battle Cuts Barbershop. Is
it a different location each time? Or?
Yes, I think it's going to be a different location each time.
Okay.
But this one's going to be at 221 West Waters Avenue. 221 West Waters Avenue here in Tampa, June 3rd from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Check them out.
And that's a Tuesday.
June 3rd. That's a June 3rd. Yeah, Tuesday from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. The guest speaker will be Caleb Barnum. Reverend Caleb Barnum. He's going to be the guest speaker that day. And so check it out. They're going to be talking about some real stuff. And that's what you really want to...
Is there a contact number or email or website they can go to?
Let's find it out.
Now, I'm glad you said Reverend, because, again, we're talking about these churches. I think everybody that's listening, go to your pastor and ask them, why do you guys not have community events to bring people together? Go to your pastors and ask them, why are they not going up to the city halls? Exactly. Why are they not going to city hall and fighting for what needs to be done in the community? Ask them why you guys are no longer doing the group together to help the people at the church pay their bills, get food. Go to your pastor, request these things because you're paying your tithes every week, right? If you pay your tithes every week, it's for a reason. They're supposed to be there to help you.
You can have Bible study every Wednesday. You can have civic studies every Monday.
Come on, Billy. That's right. That's right.
Hey, I do want to throw in there before we get out of the way that a year ago there was a killing. Police killed senior airman Roger Fortson. Well, civil rights attorney Ben Crump has filed a federal lawsuit against the former Florida sheriff's deputy and others in the May 2024 shooting death of Mr. Roger Fortson, and he was shot and killed at the door of his apartment by the former Okaloosa County Sheriff's Deputy Eddie Duran. And, of course, Duran pled not guilty to a manslaughter charge, but manslaughter was probably the best you could have gotten. But that criminal case is still pending. Crump discussed the lawsuit with the family members at a news conference this past Tuesday. So we're going to look to see how that cat gets scalped.
Yeah, and this is the one where he just opened his door and he was shot.
Yeah, and he was shot because he had a gun in his hand.
Because he had a gun in his hand, exactly.
That's crazy,
That's crazy. That is crazy,
man. This is what happens, man. Anyway, we have just if you look up Barbershop Real Talk, and you'll find out the detail on this. There is a QR code there. Barbershop Real Talk. This is going to take place again. Battle Cuts Barbershop, 221 West Waters Avenue here in Tampa, June 3rd, 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. And this is the joys and challenges of fatherhood. It's going to be the first Real Talk discussion. Check it out. It's look, you also will receive a $10 voucher for a haircut and free food.
That's it.
I need a haircut.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I need a shave. I need it all.
I was supposed to say that, but yeah, you're right. You did. I need to get that. I need to get underneath somebody's razor.
Hey, real
because I got a lot of gray going up in here, guys. I'm telling you. Okay?
Yeah.
We got a lot of salt and pepper up in the studio right now, y'all.
I ain't using that. What do you call that stuff?
The dye?
Yeah, that dye stuff. Man, I'm like, hey, no, man, you don't put that mess on my face, man. Nah. That's crazy.
Nah, the salt and pepper's nice. Just keep it groomed. Salt and pepper's
Somebody
good.
told me it's distinguished.
It's distinguished? I know. They probably just was telling you that, but it looks
I wouldn't even look at my face. I wouldn't look at my face as I'm saying distinguished. with my chin up and sitting up in the chair.
So silly. You know, I wanted to say I do appreciate Ben Crump because he does get involved with a lot of things.
Yeah.
Ben Crump, you know, he really does. I mean, when we lost...
South African Incorporated.
Of course. Anyway.
Picked up from Johnny Cochran.
Exactly what I'm saying. When we lost Johnny Cochran, we didn't have anybody, but he was there. He stepped right into those
Johnny
shoes.
Cochran was a Kappa, but I met brother Johnny Cochran in South Africa in 1994 at the opening of Ebony magazine there in South Africa. It was an outstanding opportunity to meet him and spend time with him because he died shortly after.
Yeah.
He died shortly after. So, hey, listen. We want to thank everybody for joining us here on the Sunday Forum. And, you know, you hear what we're talking about.
You hear it.
You heard it. And there is no excuse for us not making moves, folks. None at all.
And we're not finished and we're not done.
We're not finished. We're not done.
Exactly.
You saw what happened at the White House. You've seen what this man is doing. You see what's happening in your own town. You see what's going on. You don't sit back and let somebody do that to you. You go and you do what? You fight. You stand on what you know is right.
I know what I wanted to say to you. When you was mentioning the stuff in Africa, you mentioned Kwame, and it made me think of the NAACP. Yeah. Remember, I mean, what was his name that used to be the president? It was Kwame
Nkrumah.
Nkrumah. We need to get somebody from the NAACP up here as well.
The national office?
Yeah, we need to get somebody
local
up in
and
here.
national.
And somebody from the Masonic Temple, because we need to know what are you guys doing. Exactly. We need to do that. We really need to do that.
Let's do it. We're going to do that.
What are you doing now to help us get this community back together? What are you doing to bring us back together again?
That's
we
right.
need to have that up in here.
That's right.
That's what made me think about that. So we're going to make some phone calls. We're going to stir some things up.
Boy, we're about to start some stuff
things
up in here.
Yes, let's stir some things up.
Listen, folks, we want to thank you for joining us here on the Sunday Forum. Thank you for coming out. For those who did join us for the Emera Tico meeting this past week, it meant a lot. You're going to see the Burn the Bill protest take place soon.
Okay.
Ooh. And you're gonna see the Toxic Bus Tour taking place in June and July. And so we're gonna be doing some stuff, folks. We're gonna get this environment right. We're gonna get our health right. We're gonna do it all right.
So the Toxic Bus, we're gonna be traveling again to the site?
Yes, we are.
All right. Okay, Miss Andy will be on that bus with you guys again. I enjoyed it last year. Yes. I enjoyed that. Yes.
Hey, folks. Thank you for joining us again. And as always, from my voice to the radio waves, to the hearts and the minds of each and every one of you, we love you. Yes, and there's not a thing you can do about it here on the Sunday Forum. The Symphony!
Blessing and prosperity to you and yours.
And
talk to your pastors.
We got the post Martin Hootenanny coming up with Ed Lane, my man Ed.
Step up and bless the track and spit a jewel.
Keeps
cool, believe for static. Next up, yo, I believe that's me. Yo, get on the mic and rock the synth. Yo, P, time to rock. The sound I got, it rings hot, make your neck snap back like a slingshot. E-hustle, I muscle my way in, then tussle for days in on my own with great blazing. Not for the fun of it, just for those who want me to run it and leave them like who done it, sucker duck. I do what I feel right now when I spit the illest. Cats be like, wow, yo, I get looks when I'm in the place. That's that making you smile with Scarface. It ain't my fault that my style's sick enough to shock ya. Hit you with the fifth blocker. If I get caught, you can bet I'll blow trial. Be downtown swinging, MOP style. Next up, yo, it's Funk DOC. Yo, get on the mic to rock the synth, yo.
Here's Reggie. Did you ever think you would catch it? Yo, did you ever think you would get it slapped? Yo, did you ever think you would get thrown out the car? It's Funk Doc, you know my name, huh? My style dirty underground or Ukraine punk. When it hits your pain pumps Kool-Aid through the vein and snatch the trap, then I dash like Damon kid. Die, walked in red lines, the shell shot, held locked.